Good morning and welcome to the last day of my trip. And I do apologize, I have not recorded a whole lot because this was mostly like family stuff and, well, we're doing a lot of serious things and now I'm doing some fun things. I'm running around solo today while my brother runs errands and my sister's here at work. And I decided to come walk around their small hometown. I like this place a lot. It's a place I came to a lot growing up. Let's just go take a quick walk around historic Ripon's downtown and talk about our plans for today. Come on. Founded in 1874, but not incorporated until 1945, well, as per the sign anyway. Downtown Ripon is a beautiful, quaint little town right near Modesto, California and Salida, California. It's about 70 miles away from Sacramento and 70 miles away from San Francisco. So you kind of get the best of all worlds involved. Although if you've been to San Francisco lately, you realize it's, well, they can keep my heart. I don't want to go back unless I have to. But I decided to walk around and take a look. On many times that I've been here, I've only been downtown sparingly. I don't ever actually walk around a whole lot. And like I was saying, it was incorporated in 1945, and a lot of the stuff hasn't changed a whole lot. This is like the fire district that was set up in 1921, and aesthetically it looks the same. Although, presumably, it's been updated inside. I would hope it's been updated inside. We'll just believe that's been updated inside. Very cool. And I love when towns incorporate statues and art into all their historically significant places in town. I love that it's like small town USA. It's right in the heart of Central California, directly between two of the major metropolitans in the area, but somehow you just walk up and say hi to your neighbor. The community and the environment is fantastic. Although as an Arizona kid, I admit, I am pretty freezing right now and it's like 60 degrees. Downside is I wanted to come down and explore downtown Ripon by myself, just walking. It took about 5 minutes and I already walked all of it. So I guess time to head out and find something else to do. But maybe we'll get some breakfast. Let's check it out. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do, but I'm sure my adventures will take me between here, Modesto, and Salida. However, we all know me. We'll probably find a comic book shop or two. Oh, and shout out to my sister who was kind enough to let me borrow her car today while she's working. So that way I can, kind of wander around and do my own thing for a little bit. Although I have to say it's weird driving in California after not driving for the last 5 days. Shout out to my brother who did all the driving on our trip. It was weird being the one not having to do all the driving for once. But hey, I'm not complaining. So I just got to sit back and relax. That's kind of cool. I was walking by the old fire station again to get back to where I parked. And they got this old 1926 fire engine here in the car. That is pretty awesome. And it looks like it's kind of a museum of some sorts. But nothing's open right now. At least nothing I can see marked. But that's really cool. I didn't know that was here. And since my sister was nice enough to let me borrow her car, I decided to put some gas in there. And well, as a guy who had the electric car for the last 5 years and not normally buying gas in California, I'm starting to regret my decisions going back to gas. That's expensive. Well, I've already decided what I want to do today, and it's going to be kind of a fun adventure. So we're going to do some nerdy stuff, but culturally and socially relevant stuff. Mostly culturally relevant stuff. I've eaten at the Huckelberries near Disneyland before, way back when. I decided to come here as my brother actually works for the company that oversees all of these restaurants and a few other brands as well. And he always had great things to say, and I decided to come give it a whirl since I was in the neighborhood anyway. So my final review is, that was really good. And I'm not just saying it, like I said earlier, my brother works for the company that oversees these, but that was probably one of the best crab cakes I've ever had. And I wanted to see if it was the same, because when I had it in Anaheim the first time, I even texted him and said, these crab cakes are awesome. And here it was no different. The hollandaise sauce was good, the crab cakes were great, and the overall meal was good. And I don't know what they do with their potatoes here, but I love the red potatoes that are smashed and really caramelized on the other end. Throw a little hot sauce on those, it was perfect. And then what makes a restaurant like this concept work is the fact that it's themed properly. It is New Orleans, it's Southern. I mean, my tea came in a very big mason jar. The hospitality was there. I really, really enjoyed my experience with Huckelberries. And I know they're only, I think right now in Southern California and I believe Nevada. I could be wrong. I didn't do that much research. But I would like to see this franchise take off and go more places. It's something different and something nice. It's family friendly and really marketable. I liked it from top to bottom. And the staff was extremely friendly and kind. I always take that into account too. Because just a perfect example, as I was leaving, someone walked in who I'm assuming is a regular. Literally everyone, including the people in the back, everyone said hi to him. He brought his stuff out, or they brought his stuff out to the table before he even sat down, his coffee, his water. And he was nice talking to all of them. And he even turned to the server and said, "Hey, good, how are you doing today?" isn't today your Monday? And she goes, it is. I mean, he comes here often enough where he knows their schedules, and they all seem to really enjoy him. And that's the type of environment I love to see cultivated in a place like this. Good job, Huckelberries. And that's here in Modesto, California. Now, let's go see where cinema history started. So we find ourselves right here on McHenry Street, and what better place to start than McHenry Bowl? This place has been here since 1959, albeit it has had a facelift since then, but there's no better or more, I don't know, perfect example of a rite of passage as a teenager than going bowling and then cruising down the street with all your friends. And this is the road that inspired George Lucas to create American Graffiti, which is, admittedly, I haven't seen it in a very long time, but it did make that impact. But it's what inspired George Lucas, who went on to make the other things that we all absolutely love, whether it was Star Wars or Indiana Jones, but also Willow, even Howard the Duck to a certain extent, which I still like. I don't care what people say. But it was this road right here, and you can just look at it and you can imagine teenagers and their hot rods and gassers driving up and down. In fact, the American Graffiti Festival is coming up soon. We're just a little early. It's coming in June of 2025 this year. We're going to have classic cars from all eras, walks of life and everything cruising up and down McHenry Street here, recreating those times and those, I don't know, just recreating that era of cruising with your friends. And no matter what you think, if you've never seen the movie, I recommend you take the time to go see it. At the end of the day, it's the little things that were those pivotal moments in our youth that go on to inspire what we do for the rest of our lives. And in George Lucas's case, besides his love of science fiction, comic books, or even Disneyland, he went in 1955 during the opening year, and that forever inspired him to create and innovate. And heck, now Disney owns the property that he created that really all started with not only his love of comics and science fiction, but his love of McHenry Avenue and the cruising culture. So much so that he made an American classic that we talk about to this day. Now, granted, I'm not at any place that has any specific significance for American Graffiti other than we're on McHenry Avenue. But presumably, I mean, this bowling alley's been here since 1959. It would be safe to assume that George Lucas probably was here at some point. You know, just the idea and concept of what this avenue represents as a whole. This is the starting point to what would be one of the most prolific cinematic careers in film history. And a man has not only inspired millions, but dare I say, billions over the last 50, 60 years. Kind of cool. But the comic book shop you want to visit opens in about 15 minutes, and it's about 15 minutes away. And we've been to this comic book shop before. And I found stuff before, I haven't found stuff before. Right now I think it's more of just finding things to kill a little bit of time. And who am I to say no to comic book shops? We've had a productive morning so far. I can't believe I forgot my good camera back home, so thanks for placating me with the cell phone. So I just pulled up and there's actually a line of people waiting to get in. And it just occurred to me, oh, it's Wednesday, it's new comic book day, but I feel like this is a line where something's coming out today that I'm not aware of. So let's, I don't know, go jump in line and see what happens. Well, I wasn't planning on comic book shopping while I was here, but well, that happened. So appreciate Sean, and it looks like we actually might be back out. They might be doing something pretty big for their 10th anniversary coming up. And you might see Silly Monkey Comics representing here in Modesto, California. Yeah, time to head out and let's go in the car and I'll show you what I picked up today. 2 books that have never really been on my radar until I saw them, because you never know what you want, what you need until you actually see it. Now, do I head out to the surprise place? I don't know. Let's talk about it. So shout out to Sean. We both share a affinity for Invincible the comic. As you guys know on this channel, it's been my absolute favorite comic outside of Ninja Turtles. And I just love what the character is, what he represents. And I always loved Kirkman's writing style, but I've always loved the art by Corey Walker and Ryan Ottley. So we got to talking about that. We shared our stories. We both got a little emotional. It's how it goes. We're both comic book guys. But I saw these 2 books in his case, and for the prices he was asking and what they are, like really, how do you say no to them? The first one being Tales of Suspense, number 94, right? Yep, Tales of Suspense number 94, which is the first appearance of MODOK. Although his character was kind of not so hot in the Ant-Man movie, I actually still really liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan of the movie. And this for a book, I think I picked this up for right around $100, which at a 6.0, I checked the comps online. It goes for that and a little bit more. The other one, I've been wanting this, well, I've wanted the first appearance of this one for a while, but it's a character that, well, I could take or leave, but I've actually always liked. I just never read. I like the character, but I haven't been a follower of the storyline throughout the years, which is Ghost Rider. And I picked up Marvel Spotlight number 6, the second appearance of Ghost Rider. And I got this one for right around $100 too. It's a 4.5. Again, checking comps on it. Between 105 and 130 is what's going for. And that's not including the shipping and tax. So without the shipping, I think it was a pretty good deal. And you know, how often do you see these books for those prices? So who am I to say no? And shout out to Sean. He did take care of me, give a little bit of discount. So hopefully he's watching this video. You're running a great shop, and I can't wait to be back and check you guys out again. Next, I got to decide whether we're going to the other place or if I'm just heading back to my brother's house. But all in all, we've had a very fun, productive morning here in Modesto and Salida area. So I decided not to go to the other thing, which was I was going to go and visit the field where the Modesto Nuts play because they're getting ready to move the team from here in Modesto. For those of you that don't know, they are the Seattle Mariners single A affiliate and the coolest apparel and mascots there is. They are the Nuts. And the reason they're called the Nuts is because here in Modesto is the headquarters and where Blue Diamond Almonds were founded, or Blue Diamond Growers. So if you ever had the fun, flavorful almonds, almonds, because you got to knock the L out of them to get them out of the tree. That was a joke that my brother and sister's grandma told me years ago. Always stuck with me. But it's here. I was going to swing by their fields as well, but a little bit of running out of time. So I'm going to go get my stuff from my brother's house and make my goodbyes. And next time you'll see me, we'll be heading to the airport. Finally off the plane, time to go get our bag, put stuff away. We got delayed getting off the flight, but no fault of Alaska Airlines. In fact, I think I might prefer to fly Alaska from now on. Experience going there and going back, outstanding. It's just somebody unfortunately was stuck at our gate and they couldn't get moved, so we had to move gates. But now I'm gonna get my bag and I'm gonna head to the car. It's been a long trip, I enjoyed it. But I really miss Dana and the boys. You know, I think I've been sitting out there waiting. Everything's been going good. I think I've been waiting for this part right here. Hey, boys. Hi. Okay, do you want me to leave and go back or what? Well, not exactly the reception I was hoping for. Hi, honey.
Hi. Happy home day.
Happy home day, I'm home! And yes, I am home as evident by my hair. It was a long trip. We got a lot accomplished with our dad stuff. We had some sibling bonding time. And I got to have a fun adventure just roaming around Ripon, California, Modesto, California, and Salida, California. All in all, it was a well-needed trip. But I would first to say, there's definitely more we got to get done and get accomplished. There's just no other way around it. But I'm glad to be home. I had to go to work pretty much immediately when I got home. And I actually got to sleep in a little bit this morning, as evident by my hair. But guys, thanks for watching. We're probably heading back to Oregon in a month and a half or so. So tune in for that. But we got some more adventures coming up. I'm going to the Old Man Show, Scottsdale Comic Convention in Scottsdale, Arizona. Forgot what state I was in currently. And that's something I got really planned at the moment, but definitely some adventures coming soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye, everybody. Time to go back to sleep.